Hey great people, hope you're good, hope you're well. Clinton Jordan from Voice Activate. Listen, putting a call out to those groups, those praise and worship teams, those choirs that want to take their vocals collectively to another level. Listen, do you have that problem where your repertoire, your singing in that repertoire that you've been singing for a while is stopping the growth, or kind of capping the growth of how your singing group, your ensemble, is actually taking their vocals to another level? If you're that person, or if you're that group that is finding it hard, maybe it might be because I don't know, the people in your group, they're all of different abilities. Maybe it is a case of that, it's a community choir, for argument's sake, and you all got varying jobs, and so getting people into the same frame of mind is not exactly going to be the same as if you had a group of professional singers coming in at the same time. Maybe it might be that some people, their confidence is not as strong as someone else's in the group, and so you have pockets of confident people, and then maybe not so confident people, but have the desire to be there. In sopranos and in altos, you might have maybe softly singing groups of people, and then you have one strong person in there, and so forth in tenors. Do you have that kind of thing going, that dynamics in your choir? Maybe it's that you as a group have taken on very ambitious songs in the past, and you've hung on to those thinking we're going to get there one day, and not knowing that it takes a while for the professionals to get there, but because you love that song, you want that song, and that causes sometimes a bit of a damage to the choir, not only in its singing but its morale too. If you're one of those groups that are like that, I got a couple of tips. First of all, one of the things I've discovered going up and down the country looking at different choirs is that they may bring, let's just touch on that subject, an ambitious song into they bring an ambitious song into the mix, and they're hammering in on that song, but they've forgotten and they've not realized that because of the standard of the choir, because of the level of the choir, they might be like all that beginners, maybe some intermediate, that song is not the right song for them, number one. But number two, that the ensemble, the choir itself, do not practice. Now, this is one of the common things that I find with choirs, is that they do not know the difference between practice and rehearsing. Let me say it one more time. They do not know the difference between practicing and rehearsing. And there is, for those of you that don't know, is a huge difference. There's a distinction between the two. Practice is something that involves repetition, involves you personally going over something to maybe give you a dexterity. Maybe if it's on the piano, you'll be practicing scales to develop a dexterity. If it's on the drums, you may be practicing a roll or a rudiment to give you dexterity, so that if you are in a challenging situation where you had to bring that out, you could fluently do that because you've done it over and over and over again. If you can imagine, if you got a choir full of people that do not spend time practicing by themselves on the right things, because practice doesn't make perfect, but the right kind of, or perfect practice, or the right kind of practice makes perfect practice. And if you don't have that going on in your choir, then how do you expect to move to another level, which is rehearsals, to having good rehearsals? If there is no good practice going on in the collective group, then what's going to happen is your problem or your scenario is going to be compounded, because the group is not practicing by themselves. So if there's nothing to practice at that time, and then they come to you bring in an ambitious song, and that ambitious song is expected to be fulfilled, then what's going to happen is that you're just going to have a bit of a mess going on. This is just one of the many common things that happens in choirs, community choirs, choirs that where people are coming from all different walks of life, that they don't seem to kind of pinpoint and don't get over that level, and that causes them not to be able to move to the desired level that they need to be at. This is where I come in. I come in and I just help groups of people come together and pull apart all of the things that are in the way, and then we put them together, and then we see how this thing fits together. Because there's a reason why you all came together in the first place. Maybe because there's a common goal or an ethos, or maybe because you sounded good at a particular time and you wanted to carry that on. Yeah. Sometimes what happens is that for that moment of time, certain elements come together. Maybe it's for a particular event and everyone's desire is there, and so people put the hours in, but then after that rehearsals run flat. I want to teach you how to have impacting rehearsals time and time again by me showing you strategies and techniques that allow you to be able to plan your success for the songs ahead, for the events ahead, for the rehearsals and for your practices and for the future. If this actually interests you, I would come down and do a day immersion with you and your group, and I will unpack your group right there, and I will show you the results that you need to see in that day event that will set your choir, your group, your singing group, your praise and worship team alight. If this is something that interests you, then I would suggest you click the link somewhere around here, or you give us a call or go to our website, jordanmusicworkshops.co.uk, and find us through there, and we can have that chat, and we can talk about how we can make your choir, your community group, your worship team go to another level. It can be done. Do not fret, it can be done. And I've done this countless times with choirs and worship teams, and they've gone to another place, and I can do that with you. So if you click the button here, I will definitely see you on the other side. I look forward to seeing you and making your singing group great. See you on the other side.